Welcome to the HHA Optimizer Hunting Podcast. I'm Chris Larson, and this is a video version of our podcast. We normally do it over the phone, but we're at the show. We did some at the Matthews show. Now we're at the ATA Trade Show in Indianapolis, Indiana. So we're going to do some face-to-face. We've got it on video. We also have it on iTunes and on our Podbean channel. This is Todd Bromley from Crossbow Magazine. Todd, you and I have been working together quite a bit lately. Now I'm kind of working with you guys on your podcast as well, but I wanted to have you as a guest here on the Optimizer podcast today, and thanks for taking some time out with us.
Well, I appreciate it, Chris. Thanks for having me over. It's nice to get a break from walking around so much.
Yeah, it's a busy time, and you've had a chance to walk around here at the show. It's day one, so you haven't seen everything, but what are some of the cool things you've seen so far at the show?
Yeah, I haven't seen everything by far, but all morning we've seen pretty much the major manufacturers' bows, a lot of new innovation. The one that's jumping out or on our radar the most is the new Horton, the reverse draw. Shot it extensively this morning, and it's just a good feeling, well balanced. I think it's going to be a big hit for them.
Yeah, I got a chance to shoot that bow as well. 10 inches wide. It's just super compact, and it just feels good when you're carrying it.
It does, and even though the overall weight isn't that much lighter than a standard crossbow that has the riser on the front, it just balances so much better. It feels like it's 5 pounds lighter than a typical crossbow.
High performance as well, 370 feet per second.
Yeah, I mean, it has the look of the old Vision. If you know, older shooters remember the Horton Vision, but it's just better made, and I like the brush. They went away with retention spring. They have that brush on there now, and it holds the arrow firmer than anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, and Barnett's gone with that with a couple of their bows this year too. I saw that as well.
Right, and overall, I mean, the innovation's there. I think they're just kind of tweaking everything now. Bows are getting shorter, lighter, more ergonomically correct instead of that race for speed. So.
Yeah. That's one thing that's really, when you walk around the show, you see a lot of, because it seemed like the last few years everybody was pushing the envelope for speed, and now we've gotten to the point it's like you really can't make them much faster, so they're doing other things with it.
Right. There's still one or two companies trying to push that envelope because there's always that niche market of guys that just want to go fast, 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 but I think overall they're going to come down and settle 350, 370, and manageable. And you can start playing with arrow weights and get the bow shooting well.
Todd, you are running Crossbow Magazine, and for people who don't know what Crossbow Magazine is all about, can you tell our people who are listening to the Optimizer Hunting Podcast what Crossbow Magazine is all about?
Sure. We're the only all-crossbow magazine that's released 5 times annually. This year we're going to go with the 6th issue that will be released in September, called the Whitetail Preview, so we're bumping it up to 6 issues. We've been at it for 3 years, and it keeps growing, just like the sport of crossbow hunting has grown. We have the podcast, which you're well aware of. We do the web show now. We're hitting on all cylinders, so it's going well. And I think as more states come on board, more of our hunters get involved, we're just going to keep growing right along with it.
Yeah, so you've got that magazine. Where can they find the magazine?
Crossbowmagazine.com, or if you want to check us out on Facebook, we're posting a lot of videos today, and we will be throughout the weekend of all the new stuff. And it's Crossbow Magazine on Facebook. It's the same. So
you got the hard copy issue of the magazine they can get in their mail. You've got the website. You've got a web show, and we got the podcast going as well.
Exactly, and we also have a digital version for people who want to look on iTunes. We have a Crossbow Magazine app. They can just go in, punch it, and get back issues, whatever they want to do. So we're not hard to find. Just get out there and look. We're there somewhere. More
and more people go into the iTunes and use the stuff on their phone, and that's kind of an interesting thing with hunting. How many people do you know that are out there with their phones, and how much do you use your phone when you're in the tree?
I used to never use my phone into a tree, but as business grows, I'm probably letting deer walk 20 yards behind me that I don't see because I'm going like that all the time. But I use it a lot, I really do. But in this business, you have to stay connected. You really do. You don't know when that call's going to come in. It could be a big deal for you or something. So I use my phone a lot. How about you?
All the time. Luckily, some of the spots I hunt, it doesn't work. So that kind of gives me a break to get away from it. But 2015 coming up, we're here to see all the new product and a lot of new stuff out there. What's new with Crossbow Magazine specifically, and what are some things that you guys have planned for this year?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, the big thing is we're going to go up to 6 issues from 5, and that's a pretty big step for us. And we're looking to actually increase our page count because we've had so much support from the industry. We almost had to turn away some advertising, and I don't want to get into that, so we're going to start maybe a page increase and just kind of grow it and tweak it, see what our readers want, and go from there. But I mean, we've got all of our bases covered, like you said, with the radio, the podcast, the hard copy, the digital, the web show. There's not much more we can do or expand. So.
This is the Optimizer Hunting Podcast, and we're here at the HHA booth, and you use this optimizer. Can you tell people about what it's like to hunt with an optimizer speed dial on your crossbow?
The first time I got an optimizer was a few years ago, and I called Chris right back, and I make no bones about this. I said, this is the number one accessory I've ever come across for a crossbow. It's an amazing piece of equipment. It simplifies things. People think that moving that dial is really going to hinder them or goof them up, but it doesn't happen. It's quick, it's easy, and I swear by the optimizer, I really do.
Yeah, one of the things that I often hear from people is when they miss a deer, they said, oh, I had the wrong pin on it. And what this does is really eliminates that problem. You only got one pin in there, you simply dial your distance and you're ready to go.
Right, it eliminates all that. And another thing we get a lot of calls about that's a misconception. I shoot left-handed. And left-handed shooters don't think that they can use that, and I have no problem. I mean, it's obviously set up on the right-hand side of the bow, but I have no problem with the left-handed, just spinning the dial. So it's basically ambidextrous. It doesn't matter right, left-handed, it works.
I did a lot of crossbow seminars this year. Just in Wisconsin, it just was legalized, and there were a lot of people that were interested in it but had no idea where to start and what it was all about. So I probably did about 10 seminars over the summer and fall months, and one of the things that I did is I had my bow set up there, and you let people look through the different scopes and the different crossbows. And when they look through this scope, first of all, the Hawk scope is really nice. But secondly, just one pin in there, people just see that value and how much easier it is to see through that single pin sight.
Exactly. Two different case scenarios. We have a lot of firearms hunters that are coming to the crossbow side, and they're used to seeing that single reticle. I mean, that's all they've ever seen their entire life. And when they sometimes pick up a crossbow scope with multi-reticles, they're like, whoa, what's that? It kind of instantly confuses them. So it takes care of that. And this year I had the pleasure to mentor a 13-year-old who's going to be part of our web show. And it really, for someone just starting out, they can't get confused. You know, it's bad enough they have buck fever or they're nervous, the deer's coming in. There's no chance of messing it up. So it works for the youth, it works for the firearms hunter. It's just a great product all the way around.
And that's what we see. One of my partners in my business, he's got a 7-year-old girl that he takes hunting all the time. And what he does is when they're out hunting, he'll range that animal and literally just dial the distance. And she doesn't have to worry about what pin to put it on. All she's got to do is put the one pin on it and she's ready to go.
Exactly. Just put it on the kill zone and touch it off. It's really nice. I think they've hit a home run with it, and obviously they have. They haven't had to change it much. I mean, they were pretty much spot on right out of the gate with it. So I'm glad to be partnering with them. I think they're doing well, and hopefully, you know, they come up with something maybe down the road that can tweak it, but it's pretty spot on right now.
Well, it's January right now, and if we go outside, it's about 2 degrees outside right now. But it's hard to believe, but in another 2.5, 3 months, it's going to be turkey season. And you talked about a lot of people that are moving over from firearms to the crossbow, and I talked to a lot of people that are excited about hunting turkeys with their crossbow this spring. You do a lot of hunting with your crossbow, obviously. What are some tips that you can give people that are hunting basically archery equipment for the first time with a crossbow this year, hunting turkeys?
Well, one of the nice things about crossbow hunting, you don't have to set up much different. You know, sometimes with the vertical bow, you're drawing in the presence of game. You know, we've all heard that. So it's best to be in a blind. But with a crossbow, you can just go up, set up the base of a tree, just like you are with a shotgun. You know, get the bird in close, 30 yards or so, and you're right there.
And what are a lot of people, I think, what they see is they know that they need to shoot the turkey in the head with the shotgun, but where do you want to shoot when you're hunting with the crossbow?
We've found that the wing butt is the best shot. I don't even take frontal or rear shots anymore. I just wait for a broadside at the wing butt. And if you go to our website at crossbowmagazine.com, we've got turkey videos on there, and you can't kill them any quicker. You know, you can shoot them with the shotgun and they lay there and flap. You shoot them in the wing butt with a crossbow, knocks them off their feet, and they're dead.
Anywhere special you're going to go chase turkeys this year?
Pennsylvania and Ohio, that's it. Yeah.
A couple fun states though.
Yeah.
A little chance to cross the state line and go over and do a little hunting in another state.
Exactly. We're close to the border there, so we border hop quite a bit, and we can shoot a couple birds in PA and one in Ohio, and a couple guys, and you can put 6 to 8 turkeys on the ground. So.
Well, good luck this season, Todd, and have a great show. I hope you enjoy the ATA show, and we'll definitely hear more from you here and more from you at the Crossbow Magazine on that podcast as well. So looking forward to a fun 2015 with you guys.
All right. Thank you, Chris, and good luck to you.